Alrighty, look at that. I got it back together. I took the pick guard completely off so I was able to work with the neck in the pocket alone. The pick guard that was on there was a little too tight here in the pocket. It needed to be filed down, and I'm not really going to do it because I'm going to put it in my stash. So I just cut the wire for the pickup because it's a junker anyway. I'm going to save the magnet on it. So what I've done since I showed you the other little bit was I got this back in. I put a 0.31 millimeter shim in the neck. I'm getting better at judging these things. It was the first shot. And got a tusk nut to replace the PVC one that's up there. It was almost an identical size. I didn't even have to take material off the bottom this time. You know, I think I took this off of a Harley Benton something or other. And it fit this slot perfectly. It's not glued yet. And I had to just adjust some of the slots. Now I've got lots of high wobbly frets all over the place here. Some of the frets still have flat tops where they did run a beam on it, but they didn't bother crowning them very well. So tuners are still the tuners and the butterflies are still there. So I just finished, you know, doing all the setup and making sure that that was going to work perfectly to get the action that I wanted there. See, nice low action. And of course it's going to choke out down here. I think it's there. So I adjusted this bridge down a bit. It was too close to the strings after I made the adjustments here. Actually, I had to bring the strings up. So I put that down a little bit, and probably I can see that that should go down maybe a tad more on the front there. And that's probably more like it. Alright, let's see. So standard reverb, where's my cursor? There it is. So standard reverb and delay set at 2 and 3. And what are we running in advanced? We're running a 4x12M simulated cabinet, which is something that changes here and there. Very quiet, that pickup for a single. That's with my compressor on. Oh, had a little bass there. So yes, that's taken some of the shrill off the end of that. It's quite an articulate pickup, actually. It's still surprising me, but it was so good and the neck was so bad. And yeah, I had the compressor on, simulating a 4x12M cabinet. I wish I knew what those were. They never put anything in the manual about it. And let's see if I jump to the fuzz. She puts out overdrive setting in the amp. If I go back to the standard 2B and I go Joyo overdrive, it's very similar to the way I have it set up in the amp. So if I choose something there that I can't choose the overdrive, then I go with the overdrive on the board. The US Dream, what's it going to do? Lots of girth. Let's go with the compressor. It's a little creamy. I don't want to do any work right now, so I'm just kind of like playing around with a couple of things. Old school 60s. Shit. Yeah. All right. Whew. The black on the fingers. Whew. Everything needs all the strings are, and the frets need a whole lot of work, so it'll be nicer. The neck is like a really nice, 60s style neck. It's really narrow. Uh, and look, I can get my hand around it from my small hands. I get my hand around it. It feels really good. It gets a little thicker here, but I can get my hand around it just about everywhere. And I like necks that feel like that. And yeah, so I'm going to have to go ahead and do some disassembly now that I've got that part done. I'm going to take this hardware off. I'm going to rough the body. I'm going to have to take the tuners off and the string trees. I'm going to have to tape up the fretboard, level it, and crown it, and polish it, and all the other stuff I'll have to do. I found a few fret ends that I would probably want to touch a little bit, even though they're good enough right now. And yeah, we're going to replace these ferrules with the full plate here. I've got one of those left. That's where J-Man got his idea. I put one on the Telecaster I sent him, and he likes them. And I bought saddles, brass saddles, to replace these. 6. I also bought another plate that takes the 3 saddle style, and I'm just over the edge right now of going with the more vintage 3-saddle style that have the go-toe compensated barrels on them, and replace this with the humbucker bridge that I was testing on my test jig, which is now apart at the other bench. So yes, I think this whole thing is coming off and a new whole thing is going to go in there. This I'll just save because I kind of like this pickup, you know. I do. But because I'm going mini humbucker here, I'm putting a Fleor hot rail there and an Artec mini humbucker here, an MLA, what is it, an MLA 97 I think it is. Can't remember for sure. It just came in today. Oh, there was a chip of stuff in the routing cavity. But you know, it's pretty clean in there. I found only a little bit of buffing compound there. I haven't found a lot of buffing compound anyplace else on this guitar. Unlike more expensive guitars that I bought, that had buffing compound in every crevice that you could think of. Not this one. This one is pretty damn clean, you know, for a $90 guitar. The picks that came with this guitar, Minsine, and the packet of strings that came with it say Bullfighter on them. Bullfighter. So this and the Bullfighter series may be related. The whole candy package that came with it was branded Bullfighter. Can't remember if I said that because, you know, this is happening over a period of days here and there, different hours of the day. All right, enough of that, and we're going to have to do some more work and do what I said I was going to do. It's got a nice belly cut as well. The only thing that it's really missing as modern is that little bit of a shave here. Would have been a real deal steal. Oh, I did notice something else too, that the strings down here on the low E are really close to the going off the edge of the fretboard here, and not so much there, and the pocket is very tight. I even had to open it a little bit to get it back in there, and I think I might need to do maybe a tiny bit more sanding, maybe to just pull it over a little bit to make that string come in just about like that. I mean, just a 1/16 of an inch. But if I had to choose, I'd rather have that one up there because, I mean, you don't do that a lot, right? Especially up here, you hardly ever touch the string when you're up there. Down here, it's fine. But here, I mean, when you grab this and it's too close to the edge, every time you touch it, you fall off. And that's annoying. And sometimes you can't adjust the neck, you know, head up a little bit to make that string come in. So I'll try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And it's going to be what it is, because I'd rather have it like this than the opposite side. All right, wait for the next segment.